Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So tonight I thought I'd talk about my full Nurburgring experience. All you guys and girls out there being car people, you know what I mean, you must know about the Nurburgring. It's the famous race circuit in Germany. Well, in 2011, me and a few mates decided to go there. It was going to be our holiday, like. So one of my mates, Stu, you know, the lad who's got the red Mini now, he used to have a black RX-7 at the time, like. And he decided he was going to organise this huge road trip through France. We're going to go see Paris, spend a day in Paris, then got to go down to go to Germany, stay two nights in Nurburgring, and then back up to Amsterdam, spend a night or so in Amsterdam, and then back on the ferry home. So Stu organised it, and at the time I had a silver E46 M3, like. It was a lovely little car. Well, little car, should we say, a lovely car. Anyway, I don't know if you know many facts about the Nurburgring. The Nurburgring used to be 14.2 miles long. Now it's 12.9 miles long, which is a massive distance for a circuit. From its highest point to its lowest point is 1,000 feet. It has 170 corners. And just put that into context, Alton Park only has 17 corners, so it just shows you, you know what I mean, when you say, when we hear cars doing it in like 8 minutes, 9 minutes, you know what I mean, that's a massive amount of corners to know. I think there's been about 73 people died on this circuit, which is a huge amount of people that's died, isn't it? You know what I mean? That's scary, that proper scary amounts. So we did about 1,500 miles on this journey. Me in my silver E46 M3, Stu in his black RX-7, and Ray in a black Clio V6 phase 2 model. Lovely car, lovely car. On the first day we got to France. We had a day in Paris, bit of food, a few drinks, etc, etc. A couple of lads that we went with hadn't been to Paris, so that was why we added that to the journey. Like, on the second day when we got to the Nurburgring, it was boss, like. Sun was shining. We got there, and as we were turning up to the Nurburgring, a couple of us needed petrol, so we stopped off at this local petrol station right in the village where, like, the entrance to the Nurburgring, shall we say, is. And as we're filling our cars up in this petrol station, a grey and orange 911, well, the 997 GT3 RS went past on, like, their equivalent to an AA wagon, yeah, with bent wheels like this. And I'm not being funny, if you have a 911 GT3 RS, a proper track car, you must be able to drive, mustn't you? Unless you're minted, like. And that was proper bent. And that was my first experience of going, whoa, am I a bit out of my league here? Am I a bit out of my boots here, you know what I mean? But anyway, we got to the entrance. We all filled up with juice. We got to the entrance, and it's like a car park, it is. And literally, like, there's like a car park machine there, and you pay for how many laps you want. And you pay, and you get a card. And on the card, you put how many laps you want, you know, on this card, like. So we turned up and we parked up in this car park, and we're going around looking at all the cars, and there was some serious machines out there, proper nice, like 964 RS Porsche, aerial atoms. There was a TVR, which the fella was putting duct tape on all the fronts because he'd smashed it all up, and he was duct taping all the fronts up to go home. There was a VX220 all smashed up. There was, like, pure nice things, Escort Cosworth, Porsches, you name it, it was there, you know what I mean? Loads of M3s, there was loads of M3s with Ring Taxi written on it and stuff like that. They were well smart then, and a couple of, like, them V10 M5s and that. Proper nice stuff, like, they're crazy. So as we turn up, we're there, we're looking in the car park, loads of nice stuff. We go, day's lovely, lovely weather, and we go, tell you what, let's do a lap, hey, let's have a go, eh? I was proper nervous now. Like, I've done a bit of track driving, I've done Alton Park, Three Sisters, done a couple of driving experiences, done a couple of drift days, etc. You know what I mean? I thought I could drive, you know what I mean? And I thought, yeah, this will be a piece of cake. I didn't watch any videos on YouTube, you know what I mean, to see what the track was like. what the gradients were like, what the camber was like. I didn't memorise any of the corners. I did not have a clue what I was getting myself in for at all. Me and Ray were in the same boat. But Stu, our mate, he's a proper gamer, and he was like Gran Turismo for weeks and weeks on end, learning the bends, learning the corners. He was a proper jockey, like. Well, anyway, so you get there, and there's like a car park machine, and like we all had credit cards, you know, because you're abroad, you always have credit cards, don't you? And it's got like 1 lap, so many euros, 2 laps, so many euros, 4 laps, so many euros, 50 laps, so many euros, etc, etc. And we all said, well, tell you what, I want to have at least a couple of goes, but I don't want to go too mad, you know what I mean? It's all about going there, experiencing it, but bringing the car back in one piece. Well, that's what everyone says anyway. So you get a card like this when you put your money in. We'd all decided on 4 laps, we'd do 4 laps, like. So we paid, I don't remember how many euros it was at the time. Cool, innit? Nice little keepsake, like. And then you go to a barrier, and once you paid, you get a card like this. This has your laps on it. You go to a barrier and you zap the card. The barrier goes up and you go on the track, and that's it. You know what I mean? You're away. So we all had, like, we all were like with 2 people in each car, you know what I mean, when we were going away anyway. So we all said, tell you what, we'll go out all together, 2 people in each car, and we'll enjoy a lap, you know, have a little go, see what it's like. Well, anyway, first lap, the sound, like, flying round, thinking I was, you know what I mean, top dog, thinking I was Michael Schumacher or something. And it's crazy, The motorbike's flying past you. The 997 Porsche GT3 RS is flying past you. You're looking in your mirrors every 5 minutes. You know what I mean? I'm flying down these road, like these corners, and and I'm driving like this, thinking I'm proper Colin McRae and all that. And these cars are flying past you. You know what I mean? I think at one time, I'd passed a few cars, you know what I mean? Don't be wrong, but things were flying past you like it was no one's business. Even standard stuff was flying past you, because the lads there, once they finish work, they go and do a couple of laps on the way home, you know what I mean? That's their like daily thing that they do. They go and do a couple of laps. Well, then we did 2 laps, and it was sound. It was good. We had a good afternoon, and it was great. Like, we said we were staying in Germany for 2 days, so we thought we'll keep our other 2 laps and we'll do them tomorrow. You know, like, space it out a bit. Do 2 laps today, 2 laps tomorrow. So we all come off the track. We'd all had a good laugh. We were all thinking we were brilliant. I was like, oh my God, this track is so scary. It is so scatty. It was unbelievable. Until you've been and you've seen how mad the track is, you'll never understand. Gran Turismo YouTube do not show you what the track's like. It is like massive. Each corner's blind. It might be sunny in one bit and then it's raining in another part of the track, because it's 12.9 miles long, 170 corners. Each corner's totally different. There's so much traffic. You go round a bend and the next minute there's a red flag because someone's come off and there's cars smashed up all over the place and there's no one there about there. You're the first on the scene. It's just absolutely carnage. Proper crazy. So anyway, we get back to our little, like, should we say, house share type thing, and it's got a Boss garage, and we're there, and we have a check over the cars, give them a little clean and that, like. My mate with the Clio V6, he was like mega into detail and that, like, and he loved his car mega clean. He just wanted to go there to get a picture of it on the track. He weren't really into, you know, doing 4 laps or so. He just wanted to go there, get a picture on the track of it, and it was a nice thing, you know what I mean? It's Clio V6, they are nice things. So we spent the night at this house share. It was great. Had a few beers, and then we woke up the next morning, and we said, let's get back to Nurburgring and let's do our other 2 laps. Like, let's go and enjoy it. You know what I mean? But then when we got up, it was wet. It was damp, and we were like, oh, all a bit skittish about going out. You know what I mean? So we got there, and everyone was going, oh, who's going to go out first? We're going to go out, like, or what? And I was like, well, I'll go out. You know what I mean? I went out. So 2 of the lads got in the back of my car. So it was me, my mate, and 2 other mates in the back. So I'm 4 up going around the Nurburgring, yeah. And the inevitable was going to happen, wasn't it? You know what I mean? I had traction control on You know what I mean? Because I don't feel like I'm this massive drifter, you know what I mean? It was 2011. I've been driving for many, many years. And the Nurburgring proper scared me, like. I was coming into this bend on the map. And it comes out of the village and it goes up a hill, past some trees, and it's like a bit of a tight right-hander going up a hill. And as I was coming into the bend, I come into a tiny bit too fast and the car stepped out a little bit. I had the traction control on, but the car stepped out a little bit. So the opposite lock turned into it and my inside driver's side tyre touched the red and white markers, you know, on the corner of the bend. And as soon as my inside tyre touched that, it like pulled me right into the barrier and span us round. And me passenger side front headlight and that side, that corner, kissed the barrier. It was like sliding dead slow, like, no! And everyone's screaming in the back of the car, go, no! And I'm like that up on the handbrake, locked all the tyres up, trying to like slide it, and it slid so slow on the grass and just kissed the barrier and come off the barrier. And I was like, oh my God. And everyone says, if you have a bump at the Nurburgring, don't get out your car. That's what they say, don't get out your car. You know, the first thing I did, I got out the car to see how bad the damage was. And it wasn't that bad. I know I've put a bad picture on the thumbnail. That's just to get everyone's attention. And it is a good picture, that, isn't it? But it wasn't that bad. I dented the front lip of the bonnet. I broke the brackets on the headlight and pushed the headlight back. And I'd marked the bumper. So the bumper must have took it and then popped back out. I'd scraped all the paint off the front of the bumper. I'll show you in this picture. So anyway, we dived back in the car and we carried on doing the lap. I've already bashed the car now, so I'm going crazy. The Nurburgring had scared me, but I thought, I've bashed the car, I'm just going to enjoy it. So I went out, I finished the rest of my lap, come in, and a couple of the other lads said, oh, we'll go out now. So I jumped into one of the other lads' cars and went round, and we enjoyed it. Well, I had one lap left, you know, out of my card, because I bought 4 laps. 1 lap left. So I thought, when we got back, I said, Stu, jump in with me, because you're like a proper gamer, and you know, he knew all the laps, he knew all the corners. I went out with him in his RX-7 and he's drifting all the corners, you know what I mean, being a proper race driver. And I'm thinking, you come out with me, you've been in my passenger seat, and you can tell me what's coming up to the next corner, because I thought, I'm not wasting this extra lap, I want to do this lap. So we went out, and it dried, the track had started drying up a bit now. The problem is when it's dry in one part of the track, you think, sound, I can go into this bend at a certain speed, and you have it in your head, you'll go in that speed. But you might come round the bend and there'll be trees there, so there'll be sap on the track. Someone might have spilt oil on the track, or, you know what I mean, there's rain, it's all damp, there's loads of standing water on the track. You don't know what's round each bend because the track's so big. Some of the track dries and you think, oh sound, it's drying off now, so I'll go a bit faster. But you can't. It's mad how the racing drivers work it all out in their head, you know what I mean, and know how far they can take their cars, you know, on the track, like proper good, like proper good. Well, anyway, so Stu dives in and I do my 4th lap, and I really enjoy it because it's like having a co-driver, you know, like as a rally stage. Really enjoy it. We get back, we enjoyed the lap. We get back to the car park, we have a good laugh, chatting to all the lads. I'm a bit gutted about marking my car, like, but it is what it is, you know what I mean? It happens. With people saying when you hit a barrier, I think what the idea is when you hit a barrier and take the barrier out and you know you have to get recovered. No one actually clocked my car was damaged, you know what I mean? Because it only had like a scuff on the front and the headlights have been pushed back and that, like. So it weren't a bad bump, but it's one of them, isn't it? I went the Nurburgring, I enjoyed it, I bumped my car, and it's what I call the full Nurburgring experience, you know what I mean? If any of you car guys out there haven't been the Nurburgring, I'm telling you, you need to go. It is so awesome. Sort yourself a weekend, go, enjoy it. I'd even say pay the extra and maybe rent one of their cars, maybe not take your own car out because then you're not scared of damaging your own pride and joy. Or go out with the ring taxi or something like that, like a proper racing driver, you know, in their M5s, M4s. They can proper drive and they'll like, you'll experience it a bit better, you know, than everyone else. But it's mad what you see on YouTube, where you're seeing like bikers flying past. So a bike, you'll be driving and a biker will overtake you and fly past, and then you'll be coming up to the bend and you can carry a bit more speed around the bend, so you're overtaking the bike then. And it's crazy. We were going round and there was minibuses driving around and fellas with all the family in the back of the car, when you're like proper Germans, and they do that when they finish work. You know what I mean? People are doing that every day. I was going around the track and I'm like in like a 340 free brake horsepower 3.2 BMW M3 and an old Mark 1 Golf GTI, which, what have they got, like 110 brake horsepower, goes past me round a bend. But it's because the fella knows what the next bend is and knows how much speed he can take through in it. That experience through lap gets you away, doesn't it? And that's what it's all about, isn't it? But I tell you what, you've got to go. It's definitely something you need to do. Put it on your bucket list and go, guys. I'm telling you, go. We're planning on going again. I really do want to take my Escort Cosworth because, you know, it was good. I know the car will be good round the track, 4-wheel drive and stuff, you know what I mean? But I'll have to get it set up this year and then we maybe plan to go. But my missus wants to go because she's quite interested in the track and that, like, you know what I mean? She was interested in the experience it did, like, so she was a bit gutted she never came at the time, like, but... Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Give us a like and subscribe if you're not already. I'm going to get out. We're collecting the Cosworth in a couple of weeks. That's coming out of storage, so we'll get a video, go and collect it and get that out. Do a good video of that out and about. I haven't done anything on the Mark II Escort for a while because it's a bit. I've been doing a few jobs on it underneath. I've had murder with the size of the tyres. When it's been drifting and that, I think the back axle's been moving it, dancing around a little bit on the single leaf, so it's been marking the arches and stuff. So I'm doing a bit of work on that just to get it right, like. So bear with me with that one. And it's quite hard to go and review people's cars, you know, with all this COVID pandemic going on. A lot of people don't want to review the cars. I've got loads of mates with some nice cars that I want to go and review or go out with them and show you, you know, show all you people, my mates, nice cars. And with this pandemic, we can't go anywhere, can we? We can't travel anywhere far and that, so we're a bit stuck, aren't we? So hang in there anyway. All right, guys, I'll see you soon and take it easy. See you next time.
What?